Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Eileen, do you have something to do for guided meditation or you're here giving counsel?
I can by the time I get up there.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Good morning, and welcome. And congratulations that you all made it. I kept getting calls yesterday of people that somebody was exposed to COVID and they said, I'm not going to go. And I said, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are very exhausted from having traveled up to Washington. I don't know what Washington State. We had 3 of our people went up there, and they're not coming to church. I think it was
what happened?
Long haul. That's what was going on.
Okay.
I've got a little bit of feedback. Is my voice real loud and booming out there, or is it just because it's coming back to me?
I think it's okay.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's a bit echoey, but that's all right.
That's all right.
Here, I turned you down.
Do we have any birthdays this coming week? Anybody?
Is that good?
That's better.
Oh, it's just me.
Your birthday was
Oh, no, I mean,
yesterday.
Yay!
Happy birthday! Yeah, you got your beads last week.
I did, indeed, I did.
Yeah, and so you've been having a great birthday and doing things and going places, and that's wonderful. Well, tomorrow is a birthday also coming up. It's a birthday of our country, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Anybody else have anything going on? I want to do something different because we've got a fairly small crowd today, and a lot of people say, "Who was that? Who's this? Who's that?" It's like we don't take time to introduce ourselves. So I'm going to start out with Christine and have her stand up and just say, "My name's Christine."
Wait a minute, let me get so that people on Zoom land know.
Okay, there, come on. Well, if she has to stand up so that the camera can catch it.
Oh, there.
We're doing the Mickey Mouse Club, only it's a CCL group, okay? So stand up and give us your name.
My name is Christine.
Yeah, great.
Hey.
Okay, next, here we go.
Oh, good job.
Reverend Joan.
Yay!
Mary Berry. Hello, you all.
Yay!
Dr. Eileen.
Oh, you are right there.
Okay, and thank you.
Okay, so,
I'm Eddie.
I gotta go that way.
There we go.
Okay.
Eddie, I'm Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
And I'm Jeannie.
She's gonna be speaking in a couple weeks.
Yeah, okay, Gabrielle, say your name to the camera here.
Hi, Gabrielle.
Okay, and John?
Hey, I'm John.
Hey, John.
Okay, and here we go.
Okay, back to.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Lonnie.
Hey, hi. She makes the coffee.
She's a coffee.
Very good coffee.
Okay,
Hi, my name is Tim.
And he makes the music.
and he's going to be doing music for meditation today. Okay, all the way back there, come on.
I'm Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Okay, and then Lauren?
I'm Lauren. Yeah, she's
Yay.
going last week. Yay! Woo!
Thank you so very much for all being here. I mean, this is a very busy time and very busy summer, although it doesn't feel much like summer. I got up this morning and I'm like, the weatherman was right. It's
It
gonna
was
cool
great.
off.
It felt wonderful.
Yeah, it really feels good. And we're going to be doing a meditation, and as usual, I just grab somebody out of the crowd and say, do you want to do the meditation? And this morning, the person who's in the bucket is our Reverend Dr. Eileen, and she said, yes, she would. And so Tim, if you could accompany Dr. Eileen on the guitar, and what I'd like for you all to do is get comfortable, put your feet flat on the floor. And anything that's going on right now that you just cannot deal with because it's difficult or you don't feel you have the energy, just take it and put it in a nice little basket right beside you so that as you're meditating, you know that it's receiving energy, but you're not having to deal with it right now. Just take it out of you and just put it in that nice little basket and And I'm sure Dr. Eileen's going to incorporate that into her talk somehow. The microphone is yours, my dear.
Thank you, madam. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Be aware of the weight of your body on the chair, and also be aware of how the chair holds you, how it's sustaining you, how it is providing that support for you. And as you take another deep breath and let it out, consider the other parts of your life that support you, that sustain you. Allow your mind to see the faces of those who love you, who you count on, those true friends and family members who are there for you, and just appreciate their faces, appreciate the energy and the smile, knowing that if you ever have a need, they're there. Now take another breath, and as you exhale, think about the places in your life that support you. Maybe it's the forest, maybe it's the desert, maybe it's the mountain, maybe it's a quiet little chair in a quiet little room in a home that is yours. Maybe it's the library, maybe it's an art museum. But think of that place and feel its love for you. Feel it saying, I will always be your safe space. Now take another breath, and as you exhale, think of the sounds that comfort you. Maybe it's just the sound of whale song. Maybe it's the sound of the wind moving through the trees. Maybe it's the sound of someone's special voice. Maybe it's that good old rock and roll, or country, or classical, or even a polka. And as you feel that sound move through you and your own personal frequency begins to resonate with it, you feel safe. Now, take another breath and picture yourself walking down a street, and you see someone who seems to be in need, someone who is alone, someone who is homeless. And as you pass them, you send out that support, all of that wonderful feeling of nurturing. Or maybe it's not even a human, maybe it's an animal. Or maybe it's a tree. Or maybe it's simply a flower trying to grow through the cracks in the sidewalk. But as you feel this wonderful support and energy that has filled you, extend it out to that being. And know that it makes a difference. Know that as you touch other people's lives in whatever way, even if it's only a thought, you feel that resonance echoing back, saying thank you. Thank you for seeing me. And as you take one more deep breath in and let it out, I want you to picture looking into a mirror and seeing that support and love from your own reflection. See your loving eyes looking at your own face saying, I'm proud of you today. You did something really hard, and I'm proud of you, and I love you. And as you see that reflection of your own face, behind that reflection, you see the vision of your Creator, however you visualize them. And you see those eyes staring lovingly at you, filled with pride and support. You see that smile that is filled with love and appreciation. And you see that face and hear that voice saying, I'm proud of you too. I would never leave you. You are a vessel for my love for the entire world. And you are the only you that I ever created in the universe. and the only you that I will ever create. So that makes you special, it makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because not everyone can feel my love for me, but they can feel it through you. Thank you for being my sacred witness. And as you move through your day and your week, knowing that there will be times that you need support and there will be times when you are the one to support, feel the ebb and flow of that energy moving out and moving in like the tide of Mother Ocean. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being the only you there is. Thank you for being a witness, for noticing the pain of others and being that vessel of Creator's love and support.
And just follow that energy. And then take a nice deep breath again and come back to the room. Thank you so much, Reverend Doctor. Reverend Dr. Eileen is the Vice President of our parent church, Universal Church of the Master, and she's running for the board.
Yes.
Where
are you running to?
Yeah. You want me to talk in the microphone?
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Make her stand up. Jeez, you're mean.
Okay. So anyway, Dr. Eileen is the Vice President of Universal Church of the Master, and she's running for the board for the next 3 years term.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And so am I.
Yes.
If you haven't already voted, we got 2 right here you can vote for the board. And Tim, do you have a song for us?
If you want one,
Oh,
I
it's
would
for the
love that.
judgment.
okay. Continuing in this consciousness. Freedom and bliss of the happiest child. Wisdom of the old sage who greets the world with a smile. We can live like them both right here and now. It's not so hard to learn how, 'cause worry and regret will only bring you down. There's no need to carry the weight of the world around. Claim your divine birthright today, 'cause there's so much in store. Happiness can be our way, and it's ready to outpour in our lives when we let go and know. We are the lifeblood of the universe. What we let go always returns to us. Kindness, compassion, and prosperity. Doors will open when we realize we hold the key. No one could could change the past if they wanted to. Better to wake up and celebrate the new. And claim your divine birthright today, 'cause there's so much in store. Happiness can be our way, and it's ready to outpour in our lives. We let go and know.
Oh, wow. Thank you so very much.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Tim. That was great. Do you have the words to that? Did you write that? Yeah?
We liked it.
Okay, then I wrote it.
And you wrote it. Could we get a copy of the words and put it up in next week's Insight?
Sure.
That was wonderful, and what a great song to have coming up with the 4th of July. I started thinking about tomorrow, the freedom, that we talk about freedom and freedom of the land and freedom of the people. But I want to talk a little bit about spirituality, free to be spiritual. See, because so many people, if you say, they say, well, what is your religion? You say, well, I'm a spiritualist, or I'm a free thinker, or I believe in, and they immediately want to challenge you. And so many people say, well, I don't know what to do. Just bless them. You don't have to take people on and argue about who you are. Just bless them and say, thank you for talking to me. Because I hear people arguing everywhere. I don't know if you've noticed that. It seems like the newscasters, it seems like the people you meet on the street, people that you know and love, all of a sudden they are in the midst of an argument. And, I think this is one of Doti's pet peeves, is people arguing about things that either they don't know anything about or they're never going to win the argument, but they just get angry. So think about this. When we're looking at freedom, think of this as a place that you have chosen to live here. You might say, well, I was born here. Yeah, but you could choose. I mean, we could move anywhere we want as adults, but you chose to live here. So just think of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to repeat something with me. I'm sure you all know. And it goes like this. God bless America, the land that I love.
God bless America,
The land that I love. Stand beside her.
Stand beside her
And guide her.
and guide her
Through the night with the light from above. And think of the light from
the
above
night.
as creator, okay? And through the night
Through
with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies.
from the mountains to the prairies,
To the oceans white with foam.
to the oceans white with foam.
God bless America,
God bless America,
my home sweet home.
my home sweet home.
And just think of that. Just like your home, you might not have gotten along with your parents, you might not have gotten along with your siblings. But that just when you start finding ways to bring Creator into blessing people, instead of arguing or making them wrong, you find it works so much better. So I want you to try and think of that as we go into our country's freedom from 1776. I don't know how many of you studied civics when you were young and found out about a lot of things, particularly what was happening when they signed the Declaration of Independence, but a lot was going on. And a lot of the same things we're looking at now. So think of what is your value? What is it you want to stand up for? And look at how you can stand up for what you think about without making other people wrong. Have you ever thought of that? What do I really believe in? So many times people don't think about, what do I believe in? And so just take the time before they start celebrating with fireworks and songs and banners and parades tomorrow and say, if I'm talking about independence, what does that mean to me? And do a little bit of what does that mean as a spiritual being, okay? That's Doti's banner this morning. And you notice that I didn't have you sing God Bless America, because who knows what will happen at the tape.
YouTube will go,
many years ago, it's been at least 48, 49 years ago, I went to a church. It was a spiritualist church, and this woman was standing up and looked at me and said, "May I come to you?" I had no idea what she was going to do, but I thought, what the heck, I'm in church, can't be too bad. And I said, "Sure." And she said, "Well, I see that one of these days, you're going to own a church, and one of these days, you are going to be very proud of your congregation." And I looked at her, I thought, this woman is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I have no way of looking at that as the future. And there's no way it's going to happen. And when I realized that somebody had foreseen that for me, I thought, that's amazing. And I had the same thing happen. I got a letter from a woman yesterday that said, 22 years ago, Dottie, you said I was going to be doing the things that I just realized I'm doing what you told me I would be doing, and I'm doing it now. And it was this glowing letter. And I thought, wow, look at the change in my life, where I was going, what is this? To now people are saying, thank you for doing that same thing. So what I'm going to do today is, anybody who would like me to, I am going to say, if I get a message, I'm going to say, may I come to you? But before that, if anybody wants a message, you can just raise your hand and ask me. Anybody here want a message? Okay, Joan. Okay. Because, Joan, do you realize that this year, what Ma says, my spirit guide, Mahamaleo, and he says, this year is a change year. Don't say, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. Say to yourself, I am changing. And Ma says you're going to be changing the things you wear. You're going to be changing your attitude. You're going to be changing all the things about you that you thought were set in stone. So if you're not cracking, you're changing, okay? It's almost like you're coming out as a butterfly out of a caterpillar or the chrysalis that you've been in for the last 6 years. Are 6 years important to you? Because it is to Mom. And he says, there were 6 years and you're responding to that and coming out. And so he's very excited about what's coming up. And he says, you're not writing enough, you should write every day because you've got a story. Okay? Yes, Mary, what Ma's saying here is, there are so many things in your life that you haven't closed the doors. And he said, think about the things with people, with friends, with relatives, that they're wide open, and you keep feeling the angst and the energy of people, where sometimes you just need to shut that door. You don't have to slam it shut, just bring it shut. So when you wake up in the morning, all your thoughts are about you. What does Mary want? What does Mary have? What is Mary like? What is Mary going forward to? And because in doing that, you realize you can let go of the ghosts from your past. And Ma says there's some that are not just ghosts, they're just real. And you need to kind of let them go. But you have that capacity and you have that ability. And Ma says you're going to be moving forward faster than you ever imagined. So hang on. Okay, here we go. This is real interesting because you are in such a transition period and you never thought you would be. Ma says your dog's not going to be called Carl. Really? No, I don't know why, but okay, Mom. She doesn't, as you might not know, she doesn't even have a dog, and Mom's telling her what her dog is going to be called. It's not going to be called Carl. And he also says that the traveling that you wanted to do is going to be a little more limited than you thought, because you're going to have another job and it's going to not be in California. So something's coming up for you that you can't even imagine right now. And so Ma says that please, if you have a glimpse of what you want, start putting it into your prayer box, because it's going to be happening that way. And stop limiting your look for love. It's like you said, I'm okay, I'm going to do this myself. But there's somebody standing there that's saying, I want to help you. But you are walking away and ignoring them completely. So Ma says, once you stop and will turn around and look at who's standing next to you, you're going to be very amazed and impressed.
Was that for Eileen?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, you have to remember, you really realize when I channel, I don't remember a thing I said. And so if you walk up and say, what did you mean by that? I'll go, I don't know. Okay, now, go Jen. Go. Jen, right? Am I calling you? Yeah.
Kim.
Okay, sorry, Kim.
Okay.
Wrong name, sorry.
That's all right.
And Ma's not particularly good at names. Yeah, what my guide says is that this, when we're talking about all these people and new things that are happening, you're going to be looking at some of the past, and it's almost like redoing it. You're going to look at it and analyze it for yourself and say, look what I learned from that. Look what I learned from this. I'm so glad I'm not doing that anymore. This is a year for you releasing all of those. And Ma says they're anchors that are holding you down from letting you soar. I kind of see one of those big balloons, hot air balloon, and those ropes around it. Don't let it soar. And you're holding on to the past. And Ma says this is a year for you to just look at everything that is holding you back. Okay? And you're very musical, and you don't do anything with music. I don't know what that's about. Have you ever thought of doing something musically? Yeah, because Ma says you're very musical. Start looking at that, and let's have you start saying to yourself, yes, I can, instead of, I don't know. Okay? Yeah, Eddie.
No, I could use a message, sure.
Okay, Eddie, you have people in there. Do you have spirits in your house? Because Ma says there's some spirits you need to release.
That I'm not aware of.
Okay, talk to them. You might not be aware of them, but when you go at home today, Ma says say to them, there's beings in your house that when every time you feel a little bit negative, it's not your thoughts. There are some spirits that are there, and they've been there for a long time.
Before I moved in?
Yes, yeah, been there for a long time, and they're just they like having you there, but they fill your mind with energy that's not for your best work right now. And so what Ma says is just every time, do a sweep, do a cleansing, and you're going to feel so much better and so much brighter. Because Ma says every once in a while you get depressed and it's not yours. Okay, it's somebody else. And Ma says they're all the way back to sometime in the 1800s, and they're just holding you down. And when you start to soar, okay, where like with Kim, she starts to soar, and there's these things that hold her back. You start, and it's like somebody's holding onto your ankle and saying, no, you shouldn't do that.
May I ask where these spirits, the house isn't that old, of course, but
Right, it's from the land.
it's from the land itself.
Yeah, so they're probably either Native American, they could be, they're an old energy.
Are they connected with people on part Native American?
It could be, very well be. Yeah, and they're kind of saying, no, you don't want to do that. Do this. And so just start releasing it. And you'll feel so much better. It's like, freedom.
Is Ma saying how I should release them? Or?
Talk to people who do that type of thing if you don't have any idea. Or go online. I know that sounds weird, but Ma's always saying to people now, hey, they've got so much you can do. But mainly you do it with love, and you just say it. For me, I say, I release you, I release you, I release you. The power of three. Three has been so powerful through all the religions, through everything. Whether it's a triple goddess to the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, whatever religion they're used to, three has a lot of weight. And so you can say, I release you, I release you, I release you. But do it lovingly, not threateningly. Okay? Okay. Yes.
We've got Zoom people that have their hands up too.
Okay.
You want me to get them later, or?
I'm going to do Christine, and then
Okay.
I'll swivel over there, okay? Christine, don't worry about what's happening with Ronnie. She's going to be getting well, but not as fast as she wants to and you would like her to. And so what Ma says that her energy's coming back, but we're also worried about her heart. Okay, so there's something going on there, and I don't know whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual. Okay, so you might want to read things to her that are very enlightening and uplifting, because we know our physical body can only heal as fast as we are emotionally healing with it. And so start doing that. Right now, what Ma says about you is you have some financial investments coming up that look very good. Somebody's going to be talking to you about something to do with some money. It's not a lot of money, but it looks like it's going to be very powerful for you. So keep your eyes and ears open for when that comes in. Okay, who's asking a question?
Okay, Paula Z,
Okay.
and you want me to?
Okay, Paula Z.
Oh, she's listening, she's smiling at you.
Yeah, I'm smiling too, because has she thought about getting another kitty?
Shake your head, yes or no. Kitty? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I keep seeing a new cat coming into her house, and I don't know whether it's a foundling or whether she actually has gone out to get it, but there's something real important about this new kitty coming into her house. And I'm a little bit concerned about Paula's job situation, because what Mom says is there's going to be a big turnover where she's working, and for her to realize it's not about her personally, and she's supposed to just kind of go, okay, that's the way it is. It doesn't mean she's losing her job, it's just there's going to be a lot of turmoil going on. Okay, and handling it as best she can by accepting it. Okay.
Okay, and then there's Glenn.
We have 3 Glens. I need to be a little bit more specific here.
Glenn.
Okay.
It might be Chinley, I'm not sure, but.
It's probably, okay. But for Chinley and for Glenn, with Glenn's health, Ma says that he has to decide he wants to stay on the planet. He keeps saying he does, but with the energy we're getting spiritually is he's ready to leave. So tell his wife that she needs to convince him if he wants to go spiritually, it's okay to let go. And if he wants to stay physically, then they both need to talk a little bit more about it. Okay.
And Linda Lambert.
Oh, Ma says, don't worry about your eldest son. He's going to be doing fine. You keep thinking that you need to tell him something, and don't worry about it. He doesn't need to really hear anything right now from you. Her husband's got to get some work that he enjoys, because his staying home doesn't work for him. And Ma says that there's something that he needs to do that's going to be really beneficial for him. She's doing fine. She's got another job coming up, but right now she doesn't need to worry about it. And I need a glass of water. If somebody, thank you, Clarky.
You're right.
Because here. Thank you so much. Okay, who's next? Yes, Jean. The place that you're living right now, I'm a little bit concerned about it. Had you thought about moving? Okay, because what my guide says is there's some energy there. It's not spiritual. It's just something about the place. If you're going to leave there, make sure you have it cleaned in all the nooks and crannies. Does that make sense? I don't lie, because you're a good housekeeper, but there's something about it. There's some place it could be something. But as far as you're going to get, if you decide to leave it, you're going to do very well in a new place. So that feels very positive for you. So it's like good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, now you're not getting the exercise you were getting, and Mom says, get back to it. It was great for you, and you felt so much better. Don't you love it when you have a spirit yelling at you? Okay, Lonnie, was that your hand I saw?
No, but I was thinking about it.
Okay, good. You are a wonderful gifted psychic, and what my guide says is that you need to advertise. You need to get more clients, because the more clients you get, the better you do emotionally. And as we all know, if you're a channel, you have to be grounded emotionally, or it doesn't work very well for your clients. And so what Mom says is that the more people you get that are saying your name, it's not like Beetlejuice. It's not like that at all. I think Mom watches TV too much. So we want you to just start telling people what you do, who you are, okay? And just get out there. Okay. Like you were saying, you went to raffle, what's it called, a Wednesday night bingo. You went to bingo. Does everybody know you're a psychic there?
I think so.
Well, just keep telling them, okay?
I offered a reading as one of the gifts.
Good, well, let's just keep talking about it. Okay, yes, Chris. Mom says you've got this new job that you have. There's a lot of good things about it, but there's also some backbiting in the organization. And you are gonna have to nip it in the bud, or it's gonna consume you. So the doing the work is great, but the emotional stuff there, somehow you have to damper it. Damper? I'm not saying damper, good word, I guess. Or it's just gonna explode. Okay, but everything feels good in your home. I don't see anything negative going on. Yes?
Janet, help. Wants to ask a question, is my left foot hurting because of spiritual reasons?
No, she's got a little tiny bone that's out of place and she needs to have it adjusted. Okay, it doesn't look spiritual. It's even though that's your receiving side, something has happened to it that needs to be done. And tell her to pick up marbles with her toes. Pick up something that with her toes that'll put that little bone back where it's supposed to be. Before she gets back and Dr. Eileen can adjust it. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, Lauren. When are you going to start dating this person who's been interested in you? You've got somebody very interested in you who wants to date you, and for some reason you've got blinders saying, no, I'm not ready. And what Ma says is just stop doing that and start saying, hi there. It's somebody you know, but you didn't realize that they were interested because Ma says you're wearing blinders. And you're going to be surprised when this person declares themselves. But they keep thinking that if they take something, you're going to say no, and they're not ready for that.
Blinders must be strong, so I don't know who
I know. So you just have to just like what happened here with Lonnie. How many people know you're single? Yeah, you have to advertise somehow. Okay? Yeah, right across the forehead. Yeah, Ma says you have to put it out there that you're single. And that works really well. Okay, who's next? Yes, John. John, this is a year you're supposed to be doing some traveling, and you're not. And Ma says that we don't care whether it's just going down to Monterey, but Ma says that there, again, he's talking a lot about expansion today. You need to expand. The people you meet, the people you know. It's like you're in a little circle. And he says, the time for expansion. And all you have to do is just meet somebody from another area and say, oh, hey, I've never been there. And, let's start getting out there more. Okay, this is a year for you to meet new people. You've got a whole room full of them, John. Hi, new people. Yeah. Gabrielle, you're being waved at.
I know.
Rosalie is our youngest member of church. Okay, anybody else have any questions? How are we doing? Okay, on there.
Somebody's letting you, the people that, let me check here, if there's more hands up. No.
Okay, good. Okay, Desmond, your job situation, there's somebody there that you're not going to be getting along with. Are you going in now? Are you still?
No, not till after summer.
Yeah, but there's somebody you're going to be talking to, or they're on the computer that you're going to have a little bit of with. And Ma says, this is part of your spiritual growth. Okay, because you are choosing to become more spiritual, there's going to be things where people are going to come into your life. They're going to irritate the heck out of you. And instead of feeling like, I really want to do something, these are lessons you're getting. And so all you have to do is just say thank you and move on. Okay, and this particularly has to do with work. So whatever that is, know that you're being challenged a bit. Okay? And you're not a religious person, but you do have spiritual energies. And that's what we're talking about. So it feels like it works very well. I don't particularly see a new baby. Is that okay?
I'm glad the missus isn't here to hear.
Yeah, we were looking, and I'm not seeing a new little spirit coming in. So that's not one of those things that's bad. You've got a beautiful little girl there, but I don't know what's happening. Don't see another one coming in. Okay. Anybody else?
Chris Houston? On Zoom?
Yeah, and she's one of those that needs to let more people know about her gift. She's a spiritualist, she's an artist, and she has to start advertising because the work that she does is so gorgeous. And Ma says that she is inspired, she's spiritually connected, she paints beautifully, but for some reason, she holds it too close to her. She needs to either start selling her work or getting advertising for it, because there's so much there that she has that could expand who she is. And emotionally, the work that she's doing as far as her painting, Ma says is very good for her emotionally, so not to get too tied to her work that she can't let go of it. Okay. Anybody else? All right, how many of you have ever done this? How many of you have ever stood up and given messages? Yeah, and aren't you amazed at what comes to you?
Yeah.
And people say, oh, well, Dottie, you're just making it up. I wish I could say, okay, I'm just making it up, but it just flows in. And then I start giving what I hear. I have a guide mom, but each one of you came into this world with a guide. Everybody has a spiritual connection or a spirit guide. And getting in touch with that guide is very easy if you can relax enough to let go of the ego. Imagine letting go of your ego to let a spiritual entity come in. It can be very, very difficult. So try that and see what it feels like. Okay? All right. Any other questions about any of this? I would like to, yes, Chris.
What does Ma say about the Center for Creative Living?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
What does Ma say about the Center for Creative Living?
Oh, he loves it. I mean, he just says, hey, this is great. And if I say, hey, we didn't have very many people, and he said, well, only then the people who were meant to hear what you were saying were there. So there's he's not saying that we need to do hillsides of people. He says, Dottie, you're saying a difficult message, because we're talking about loving everybody. And very few people want to do that. So that's what Ma says, is this is a difficult message. And people have been shot for saying it. And when you say who, Martin Luther King for one. So when you start looking at, when people start talking about loving everyone, regardless of the color of their skin or their religion or their gender, you're going to hit a wall. And so he says that whoever shows up at CCL is somebody who either needs that to hear that or needs to be reinforced because that's the way they're living. So that's why he enjoys talking about that. Yeah. Yes, John.
Does he say anything about the future of America as a democracy?
He does, and he says a lot of things, but he says right now, if people don't stop hating, you're going to rip the country apart. Just that easy, he says, and if you argue with somebody about something, you're sending hate out. So start looking at how can I not be hateful if I expect other people to be. And it doesn't make any difference who they are. Just keep sending love. And he says that's the only way, if we get enough people out there who say, hey, you're a child of God. And I love you for who you are, not for what you say, not for what you think. You can't change anybody by arguing. So he says, you've got a great country here, don't rip it apart. Anybody else? Yes, Gabrielle?
I don't have a question.
Oh, okay, now,
but whatever.
right now, there's all of a sudden I keep seeing a black cloud coming in to going to Frank. And I don't know who this is, but it's somebody that you're going to have to deal with and say, okay, you're not what I think's best for the Frank Center, and I feel I'm doing a good job, but don't make them wrong. Okay, if you make them wrong, they get angry, and if they get angry, they get violent. So what Ma says, you just have to be, okay, I understand you, okay, I hear what you're saying, and it'll be fine. You're doing a great job here, and Ma says, you know, this is where you should be, and you shouldn't retire next year. Okay? Yeah, okay. I want to introduce a few people. How many of you know the wonderful Reverend Ronnie Grigsby, who's also running for the board of Universal Church of the Last Days? Giving him a massage is my son Robert. This is Bob Boon, and he's up here from Oceanside. And over back here, this beautiful redhead is his girl Julia. And Julia is an art major, and she helps children. She has a studio, two studios of art. We are teaching not only kids but also adults all forms of art. From doing things with paper, doing things with oils, doing things, any type of art. And it's amazing. So if you're ever in Oceanside, check out Julia. Ace is the name of her company. And so we're so glad to have her up here, and thank you so very much. Okay. Anybody else have? Well, I'm standing here.
Linda says, our youngest son Mike moved to Texas and doesn't like it.
We told her, but that's
California. Just wanted Mike moving back to California.
Well, tell her we said that Mike wasn't going to like Texas, and but that he has lessons to learn there, and he's got some schooling that he can go to in Texas that he can't in California. Okay, Linda. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
Thank you, she says.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We got claps from Lynn and Jin Lee.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whether that was for them or for you, so I don't know.
When you move out into the other people, when you move out into the quote real world, away from CCO, away from UCM, remember that you are a disciple of this way, this new thought, this way of thinking. And every person you meet, you are a representative of the good they can be. And when you think of that, and you think about all the other people and all the other different religions who had this good in their heart, this love in their heart, and after a while it starts getting lost. And it's easy to poke at them and say, well, look at this person, and they're only in it for the money, or look at this person, they're only in it for the fame. Shut up and stop and say, I'm learning that's not who I want to be. Don't make other people wrong. Use them as a walking example of what you don't want. Have you ever thought of that? Having examples in your life. And they just say, oh, I talked with my son. He had a friend who stole bicycles when he was young. And he got caught. He went to juvenile hall. And then he stole motorcycles. And he got caught and he went to jail. And then he stole cars and he got caught and went to prison. And somebody said, why do you let Bob hang out with that guy? I said, he's the best bad example I've got. And they went, oh, I never thought of having bad examples in your kid's life, you know. And when he was in San Quentin, he sent him a handmade clock and said, thank you so much for being in my life, and I wish I'd had parents like yours. And I was like, yeah, he got it. And he's become a very good parent. And so you look at people and don't look at their negativity, look at their capacity to learn and love, because everybody has it. I'm ready for more questions. Yes, Chris.
Yeah, So we've covered America, what about Russia and Ukraine?
They're not, Ma says that's for the people of Russia and Ukraine to take care of. He doesn't even think we should be taking care of America. He thinks we should be taking care of Santa Clara County. Okay? We still have one of the highest rates of COVID around. And it's because we have people here who live in the county who travel a lot because of the Silicon Valley. And he says, start working at home. It's like it spreads, but you have to start with what you know. I don't know. I don't speak Ukraine. I don't speak Russian. So I can't really help those people, but I can do something about the people that are here, where I speak the same language. I understand what they're going through. Okay, and so he's always telling me what's happening to the people you know. As I mentioned during the pandemic, every day I called 4 people and said, hi, what you doing? How you doing? What's going on? And it's amazing. And they'd say, oh, Dottie, you're the only person I've talked to all week. I said, well, then call people. Oh, I couldn't do that. What if they don't want me to? I said, I don't care. Call them and say hi. Reach out. Each one of you is a walking, breathing disciple of your energy, which is love. And nobody ever says, stop it, you're giving me too much love. You know, you don't hear that from people. So think of the people you can love, the people you can spend time with, the people who are not doing well that you can call and find out what's going on. So far, I talked to Annie, I talked to Sherry, I talked to Chris. All these people are saying, oh, we can't make it to church. And that's fine, you take care of you. What can I do to support you? And you'll find that there's just so many people out there that need you. And it's not just your family. Your family needs you, of course, but it's all these other people that you can just reach out to. Dr. Eileen does it every day. When she goes to your house and she works on your body, she's also working on your spirit. And it feels so good to have somebody doing that. And I don't think she thinks of herself as a disciple. I think she just thinks of herself as a good-looking, spiritual, green-haired woman. So get your image. What are you presenting to the world? What are you presenting to people? And you know, I'm a fat broad with a hat. And somebody said, well, that's not nice to talk about yourself. I said, why? That's who I am. I stand in a full-length mirror every morning and look at myself and say, you're gorgeous. Why? Because for me, I am the best person on the planet. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm better than anybody else, but I'm the best me I can be. So each one of you needs to find out, what's the best me so I can talk to other people and help them learn love and not worrying about what they should be doing. Just let them feel full of who they are. And it's amazing how well it works. Okay. And we are going to pass the basket.
So Patty and Joyce said, great message, Dottie, thank you. Another great message, Dottie, filled with wisdom. Glenn and Shirley saying, thank you so much for the message, Dottie and Ma. We love you both. Thank you.
Okay, each one of you pick up your program. I'm making you work today. I'm not just letting you come here. And on the back, it says the sacrament of giving. Okay? Giving to the ministry from which I receive my spiritual support and nurturing is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that spirit is the prospering power enriching every aspect of my life.
So if you have an envelope to put in, that's great. And whether you do or you don't, please place your hand over the basket and put in a blessing. And if you really feel like you need to, it's okay to put in a wish. Now we also have, the prayer things that go into the prayer bowl. So if you have something specific, but it's okay because it is that flow of in and out. of giving and receiving in balance, in harmony, because if we give and we run our own tank dry, we can't give anymore. So we do have to open ourselves up to that receiving. And, as people put in those good intentions, when you place your hand over it, feel the weight of that, share in that, draw that support if that's what you need, because that's what it's there for.
Some traveling music. There's some traveling music.
We need some traveling music?
Tim, could you play a little note or three? You don't have to sing. Just to feel the.
Maybe just have people kind of in their own thoughts as
Yeah,
they think about
Yeah.
what it is that they want, what it is that they need, as they share abundance. Consider what it is that you would like to receive.
I'd like to receive the joy of Rosalie.
Indeed.
Yes. Yeah. There she is.
Giving and receiving.
Hello, Rosalie. Hi. Did she get to put something in? She loves putting something in the
That's
basket.
great. This is a handful of them.
She put her hand over it, she went like this. So she stacked up a lot of wonderful blessings. And we have to remember a special blessing from Dottie.
Oh, well, very good. Yeah, certainly.
It's like there's a different temperature in the bowl, in the basket.
It is. There is a different temperature in the basket. Isn't that wonderful? So, Joan,
As we give, so we receive, and as we reach out and support others, so are we supported.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Eileen. And Reverend Joan, you want to come up and give us a closing blessing? Sure.
It's so remarkable that Dottie talked to me about change. This past week at lunch with a friend, I told my friend that I was going to become a hippie again. That I was going to buy tie-dye clothes and burst out. So you're right on, Dottie.
I want everybody to close their eyes.
As we come together and close our eyes and relax, and just take a moment to breathe in and let the cares wisp away, and breathe out, and just acknowledge that we are in such a special place and in such a special time. We give thanks for this special place and this special time, the place being right here at CCL, the place being Santa Clara County, where we can do much good through our thoughts, our actions, our friendships, our reaching out, and that we're playing a part in the emerging new role of our country, America, whatever that new role will be, and as we play a part in the evolution of the planet. There are so many good things happening. I know that sometimes we look at the news and say nothing good is happening. But searching through our own life, watching the flowers grow, watching children run in the park, watching our friends read new books and come to new beliefs and share them with each other. Yes, wading in the ocean like I did this week. We have that opportunity. There are so many good things happening. I bless those good things as I go forward into this week. Blessing America. I believe in America. I believe in America. Thank you, God, for America. Thank you, universe, for guiding us. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for being with us all day, every day as we go forward. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so very much, Joan. We have lots of food. Gabrielle, what all do we have there?
I also have some announcements.
Okay, I knew I was supposed to call you. Tell them who you are.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabrielle Antonovich. I'm the board president here at the Billy DeFrank LGBTQ+ Community Center that welcomes everyone that likes us. And I want to say that in the light of everything that is happening in the world, we are bringing back together the Women's March, and we are going to have gatherings here, community forums on de-escalation, because everyone is cranky, upset, you know, getting mad. And one of the things that the de-escalation training teaches you is that you will no longer react when those narcissistic people know exactly how to get you where you are most vulnerable. And then you are able to de-escalate a situation not only at a rally, but also in your own personal life. And that is really important right now. So the Women's March will also do different community forums on the issues at hand. The other thing, and the Women's March has made the Billy DeFrank Center their home, and so has March for Our Lives, the teenagers that are working on the mass shootings in schools. So they too will be doing community forums. We will bring in people like Vice President Supervisor Susan Ellenberg, who cares about children, and so what these community forums will do is educate, and then there'll be tabling about how you can be involved in ways that fits you. The other thing I'm doing is I'm reaching out to the beloved community, the faith-based community that supports justice and supports all fringe minorities. And they too will be doing a bless-in here and also talk about what you can do through prayer, meditation, and beloved action. And they are very experienced in how to look at justice from a spiritual perspective. And they too will give opportunities about what you can do about what's happening in the world. And whatever it is you do is enough. And that's a thing to remember. I keep asking myself, am I doing enough? What else should I be doing? And I twist myself in a knot. And I have to always say, I'm doing enough. You know, I am planted where I am to do what I do, and that is enough. And so one of the things that we're doing is creating a space where people can discover what they can do and know that that will be enough. And I think that's where the energy is right now. What can I do? And so we will give you those opportunities. And we will reach out through our e-newsletter. If you want to get it, you can sign up for it. All I need is your email. and it is safe because it goes through our website, and I have an IT guy that is, we never give away your information. So anyway, that's where we're at. There's plenty of food. You need to take it all. Thank you.
And the food has been donated by Trader Joe's. Are there bags back there that they can take food in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you not only can take food home, you got a bag to put it in, and just hang out and talk to people. You've heard their name, you know who they are. Now you don't. You can say, but I don't know anybody here. You heard everybody's name. Hopefully you remember the name of the person you want to talk to, okay? And if you don't, you walk up to them and say, what was your name again? That's a perfect way of getting a conversation going. Thank you so very much for coming. We love you. Have a great weekend.